So the U.S. has just announced they're leaving the Open Skies Agreement. You've got they refuse to attend the World Health Organization summit. They're not going to be a part of this global vaccine effort by the WHO and the Europeans. I mean, the U.S. Has left the Paris Climate Accord.
It's a long list.
I mean, I'm wondering. I mean, is what you're seeing in the Trump administration? It certainly is very different than what you're talking about in your book. Is it 180 degrees opposite of the kind of U.S. foreign policy you want, or are there some places, some areas of alignment?
It might only be 179 degrees different. I don't want to exaggerate it. No, but it is fundamentally different. In some cases, you have denial on things like climate. In some areas, in most areas now, we have an opting out of multilateral arrangements. But the parallel that comes to mind is healthcare. It's one thing to say you don't like Obamacare, but what are you going to put in its place? But what we've had domestically is repeal without replace. What we're beginning to see is the foreign policy equivalent of essentially the United States pulling back or pulling out from all these arrangements, admittedly flawed. I'm not going to sit here and say the WHO deserves an A. It obviously doesn't. Or the WTO or any other organization.
Or the Iranian deal. You and I have debated that a bunch. There were issues with it, no question.
Absolutely. All sorts of flaws. But my view is I'm a pragmatic guy. I'm not very ideological. So my view is, okay, it's flawed. You've only got two options. One, how do we make it better? Or if we can't make it better, or we can't bring it to a level that's acceptable, what else could we bring about? What alternative arrangement might make sense? But to simply pull out and not have an alternative, where does that leave us? How does that give us more influence? How does that in any way protect us from the consequences of this set of events or this trend that is taking place? It also, by the way, leaves the field open for others with whom we disagree, including but not limited to China, in some ways makes it easier for them to fill vacuums that we've created. So even by the administration's own lights, I do not understand the logic of this repeated withdrawal from regional and global arrangements.